need your help to get to the Camden Fringe.
We need £519 of your hard-earned cash to pay for venue hire, registration fees, marketing costs, and lovely rewards for you guys.
Yes! Yes, we have been granted the immense privilege of going to the Cockpit Theatre for 2 nights only as part of Camden Fringe on the 14th and 15th of August. Only. Only!
Hi, I'm Lewis Mains.
Hi, I'm Connie Kendall.
I'm Alfie. No, not genuine enough. Hi, I'm Alfie Ford.
I was chosen to direct Adrift as part of the debut festival at East 15, which is something that the contemporary theatre students do at the end of their third year, or halfway through their third year. And it's a festival of brand new work written by new writers, directed by new directors, and acted by new actors. It's really, really new.
It's me. I'm new writers. So Adrift started in one of our writing classes at East 15. And we were meant to write a sort of hero arc, and I came up with a horror science fiction play that was nothing to do with anything with that class, but was the seed of something which would later become Adrift.
I'm a performer in Adrift, I play Eli, but apart from that I'm also a co-founder of Hagstone Theatre! I was asked to play the leading role of Eli Bowers in it, which I was very grateful for, as it's a great two-hander / three-hander piece, depending how you want to look at it. But yeah, I joined at a debut festival. We did a great 2 shows at debut, and I have since found great success in finding it new homes at various venues around the country. Soon to perform at Camden Fringe at the Cockpit, 15th and 14th of August.
My favourite moment of the play is when Ada looks out at the stars for the first time and she's on stage on her own in amazement. Because it's about somebody discovering something for the very first time, in a body for the very first time, with eyes for the very first time. It's about somebody who's never experienced sight in the way that humans experience sight.
So Adrift is, it sort of touches on the objectification of women and the commodification of sex, and how it can be so easy to treat women as objects, particularly in a sexual way.
Ourselves as like creators, especially as emerging artists, it's really interesting to watch the climate around artificial intelligence making its way into our world and our jobs and stuff.
Adrift is a show that really focuses on human isolation and the limits that we can push, or that humans are pushed to when isolated for so long.
Artificial intelligence and pushing it to its limit and seeing where it will be, like where it is versus where it is currently, and having an outlook on that, I think is really interesting. It has something important to say on humans' relationship with artificial intelligence.
My favourite moment is actually, it's probably the first scene that Eli and Ada have together as people, because it's so beautifully awkward and very reminiscent of like teenagers trying to figure out the other person, and it's just really sweet.
I liked throwing up a lot. I thought throwing up was really fun, but apart from that, I'd say when Ada, when she has been like borderline birthed into the world and she has to smile for the first time and doesn't know how to, and has to awkwardly attempt that whilst Eli kind of badgers her about not being good enough at it, which I think is very funny, whilst also being very true to the story.
Well! Adrift is important because I think it's important for us to highlight issues of human isolation and human morality and the limits that we can push ourselves to and the limits that we push each other to.
I'd say Adrift is like the ultimate love letter to the science fiction community. I love science fiction. It's got so many little references in it that from my upbringing.
A lot of our reactions when we first put it on was a lot of people were so happy to see something like this on stage because they hadn't either seen it before or done it as well as it is being done by us. Hagstone Theatre. Yeah, I think it's worth your while. So that's something new and fresh with its core rooted in the relevant.